When you look all the way back to 1975 and the first personal computer, you'll see that the only way to interact with it was via switches. The average non-technical person was completely baffled when trying to operate the Altair 8800. It was certainly never going to have widespread appeal to home users. To three people named Jobs, Wozniak, and Gates, though, it was the spark that ignited the formation of their respective companies, Apple and Microsoft. On April 1st of 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak incorporated Apple and started selling the first Apple computer a few weeks later. It was really not much more than a motherboard. The main difference was that you could easily buy and connect a keyboard to it. You could also connect any standard TV set to it. Like the Altair 8800, it was intended for those who were more technically savvy, tinkerers comfortable with building their own computer. Eventually, someone designed a wooden case for the Apple I which featured a built-in keyboard. That unique idea led to the Apple II, which looked a lot more appealing to the average consumer. It looked like a device more suited to use in the latter 20th century as opposed to the latter 19th century. The Apple II sold in large quantities, and the price of Apple stock soared upward in 1977. Every Apple and Mac computer since then has come with a keyboard, with the exception of the Mac Mini. That was intended mainly for those switching from a Windows PC to the Mac. They already had a keyboard that would work with the Mini. It's now 2016, and yet the keyboard is still the primary way that people input information into their Mac or PC. There are options to use voice commands and touchscreens, but you'll find that the keyboard, and specifically keyboard shortcuts, will help you get the most work done in the least amount of time. There are literally hundreds of possible keyboard shortcuts you can use on your Mac. You won't need to learn all of them, just those that will be the most useful to you. Take note of those and create your own text document for referral to them. Eventually, these will become part of your long-term muscle memory, and you won't even need to think about them anymore. Here are two of the best online resources for the specific key combinations to use with your Mac. Apple's list has all the basics. Dan Rodney's is more comprehensive and is organized into categories so that you can easily find what you're looking for. Links to these pages will be posted in the video description below. The 4 primary modifier key symbols. Starting with the upper left symbol, the Command key is used in approximately 99% of all keyboard shortcuts. This key will always be pressed first in any of the key combinations. The upper right symbol represents the Option key. This is often combined with the Command key, but can also be used by itself as the primary modifier key in a combination. The Shift key. You're already familiar with this key. It acts as a temporary caps lock key and gives you access to the symbols above the 10 number keys. It will offer more functions when combined with other modifier keys. Finally, the Control key. This is used the least often of the 4, but is still important to learn for select shortcuts. These 20 essential Mac key combinations will put you well on your way to becoming a power user in no time. Let's start the demonstration of these 20 essential Mac keyboard shortcuts. Command-Option-Escape is the most important keyboard shortcut you will use on your Mac. It's the best way to get rid of the multicolored pinwheel without causing any harm. Every Mac user will see this at one time or another. It doesn't indicate that your Mac has crashed. It usually means you have an unresponsive program that will not close. The mouse will not work. You can't right-click on the program in your dock to close it or force quit the program either. This is where Command-Option-Escape comes in. Use these 3 keys and you can easily force quit the locked up program. If that key combination fails, You can press the Control F2 key combination, then use your down arrow key to either restart your Mac or just log out of your account. If even that key combination will not open up the Apple menu, then simply hold down your Mac's power button for about 5 seconds. Before we begin the mission control demonstration, I'd like to show you how to create an alternate shortcut key. This is a good idea if you're using a laptop or have a small-sized keyboard without a control key to the right of your spacebar. Just click on Shortcut Options for Mission Control and choose your alternate shortcut key. F9 would be a good choice for this. Then you'll only need to press one key to open or exit from Mission Control. Setting up a hot corner is another option for a quick and easy shortcut. For those using a trackpad connected via Bluetooth or a MacBook, you can use a 3 or 4 finger upward swipe to open Mission Control. You can change the setting for this to 3 or 4 fingers in Trackpad Preferences. For access to Launchpad, you can use this gesture to open or close it. This comes in handy when you keep your dock hidden. You may be asking yourself, why do I need Mission Control when I'm getting along fine with just a single desktop? If you're using a smaller laptop or desktop monitor, it's likely that you're going to need more desktop real estate for all the programs and apps you'll have running simultaneously. You don't have to go out and buy more monitors. Simply create a few virtual desktops that you can easily access with the keyboard shortcut or a gesture on your Magic Trackpad. Let me show you a real-world example. Say you're working on an article or video about classic Macs and you're going to do some research on the internet. When I have the Mac Tracker app open on my primary desktop, its 2 windows fit easily. When I open up Safari and search Wikipedia, much of my desktop space is quickly used up. When you open up Mission Control with a swipe upward or the keyboard shortcut, it will show you the available desktop space, and then you can drag Safari into that desktop. You can even open up another browser, like Google Chrome, and then drag that into its own space. No need to create another virtual desktop. Just drag and drop it into its own space. To switch between any of your desktops, swipe to the left or right with your trackpad. If you're using a Mac without a Magic Trackpad, you can hit Control and the left and right arrow keys to navigate your desktop spaces. You can create up to 16 virtual desktops on your Mac. If you are new to using Mission Control, start out with just 2 or 3 so it doesn't get too complicated. Here's how you can open Launchpad on any of your desktops to open a new app or program. Press the Command and L keys. This is easier than having to first unhide your dock and then search for the Launchpad icon. You will find this shortcut very easy to remember. The next 4 keyboard shortcuts that we'll learn apply in a universal way to nearly every program. There are others, though, that are application specific that you need to either find under the menu bar tabs or view under the Help section in the menu bar list. Here in the Photos app, you'll learn many specific shortcuts that work only within Photos. You will also find other application-specific shortcuts within the Help menu of Calendar, iMovie, Final Cut Pro, and many others. When you're at the OS X desktop with Finder open and select Command-N, you will open a new Finder window. One could compare the Finder on Macs to your local Walmart store. If you're watching in the UK, it would be the Asda store. The Finder is a one-stop shop for just about everything on your Mac. It's always open. You can't close it. You can only relaunch the Finder. Its functions are nearly identical to File Explorer in the Microsoft Windows operating system. Next, if you want to open up a new tab in the Finder, you select Command-T and a new tab opens up. You can then switch between these tabs easily. There is also a plus sign to the right of the window to make it easier to open multiple tabs. If you want to open up multiple Finder windows instead of just tabs, you can hit Command-N a few more times, and then you have many Finder windows open to manage all of your information on your Mac. When you're using the Safari browser, you'll find that the tab function works exactly the same way. When you press Command+T to open up multiple tabs, you can click on each one to switch between them. The plus sign is also there if you need to open up more tabs while you're surfing the internet. Command-W will close the Safari tabs. Then Command-Q will quit the Safari program. You can close the tabs in your Finder, but if you try Command-Q to quit the Finder, nothing happens. As mentioned previously, the Finder stays open all the time. Simply press Command-W to close the Finder window. Spotlight is an alternate way to find apps, documents, and images on your Mac. Recent updates allow you to search for things on the internet as well. The Spotlight search bar opens up in the center of your desktop. You can drag it around to wherever is convenient for your searching. As you type, Spotlight auto-completes the search field with suggestions. You don't have to finish typing to open a suggested item. Just type the first few letters and press Return. It's a convenient way to quickly open your favorite apps. With natural language searching, you can type your search words the same way that you speak. You can further refine your Spotlight searches by going to System Preferences and unchecking every category of search results that you don't need and don't want to find via Spotlight. You could uncheck all categories that search places other than your Mac, or just add the Option key to Command+Space to open up a new Finder search window. Our last keyboard shortcut that concludes Part 1 will be the Command-F shortcut. This will help you to find a word in any document or web page. Let's use a Safari search of Wikipedia as an example. If I go to the page on the classic Macintosh, I can see that there's a lot of information here, and it would be pretty hard to find specifically what I'm looking for. PARC, or the Palo Alto Research Center, is where Steve Jobs got many of the ideas for the Macintosh. I would simply type that into the Find box, and I could locate it immediately within the large document. Now you have 10 extremely useful shortcuts to practice and learn. Once you have mastered these 10, be sure to watch Part 2 for the next 10 of these 20 essential Mac keyboard shortcuts. Taking a screenshot on your Mac is easily accomplished with either of these two key combinations. Shift-Command-3 takes a snapshot of the entire desktop, and Shift-Command-4 will give you any specific area of your choosing. You also have control over where the screenshot is saved to and what file type it is saved as. The default OS X screenshot file format is PNG. You can change this to JPEG with Tinker Tool. JPEG is the most commonly used photo file format across all platforms. It's recommended that you use this to share your screenshots. PNG would be the next best choice for your screenshots. The default place to save a screenshot is to your desktop folder. You also have the option to save them to any existing folder of your choice, or you can create a new one that is used only for the screenshots that you take. The Shift-Command-4 shortcut is where we'll focus most of our attention. When you first press these three keys, you will see this crosshair symbol appear where the mouse pointer is located. Next, you should left-click your mouse at the place on your screen where you want to take the screenshot. Then you'll hear a camera shutter sound, and the screenshot file will be placed in the folder of your choosing. Rename the screenshot by right-clicking on the thumbnail and then select Get Info to write over the default screenshot name. Next, I'll show you how to take a screenshot of any open window on your Mac. You'll use Shift-Command-4 again, but this time you'll press the spacebar after the initial three-key combination. You'll then see a camera icon appear. Move it on top of the open window and then left-click your mouse or trackpad. You've now got a perfect window-only screenshot that also includes the shadow in the window capture. You can add the Control key to this three-key combo, and the screenshot is then saved to your Mac's clipboard instead of the folder that you've designated to contain your screenshots. Now you can paste it anywhere you'd like, and it will be deleted when you copy the next image to your clipboard. This helps to keep you from accumulating multiple screenshots. If you've taken a large number of screenshots for a project you're working on and they've completely messed up your desktop, what can you do to tidy things up quickly? With the Finder open, press the Command and A keys to select all of the files on your desktop. Next, press the Command, Control, and N keys to quickly move them all to a new folder. Rename it so that you'll know which project these belong to. To delete any folders or files that you no longer need, first click on the thumbnail, then press Command and Delete in combination. If you ever delete something by accident, simply press Command Z to bring that file or folder back. Once you're 100% certain you want these files gone, delete and then empty the trash with the Command-Shift-Delete keyboard shortcut. Now they will be gone for good. These are two of the easiest shortcuts to use and remember. Think of Command and the equal sign key as increasing the size of an image or text on a page. The Command and minus key combination will reduce the size of an image or text document when you've zoomed in too much. It works the same way whether you are looking at an HD photograph or reading a web page with small text. Here's an example of a Wikipedia page where you may want to zoom in and make the text easier to read in your browser. Cut, copy, and paste, Command X, C, and V, are no longer considered essential keyboard shortcuts because you can perform them more quickly and easily by using the right-click menu options. This method makes it much easier to copy and paste either text or images on your Mac. Here you can see that copying and pasting via the right-click menu doesn't make the fonts and colors match. It's then fairly difficult to try and select all the unmatched text and correct it via the menu bar options in Text Edit. If you use this 4-key shortcut Command, Option, Shift, and V, all the text matches perfectly. But that's a lot of keys to remember and press all at one time. Here's how you can make the simpler Command-V or paste shortcut do the same thing for you. In System Preferences, go to Keyboard Shortcuts and then to App Shortcuts. Now click on the plus sign and type this phrase exactly the same way, paste and match style. The letters P, M, and S must all be capitalized for this to work. Next, press the Command and V keys together and then click on Add. Now every time that you paste with the Command-V keyboard shortcut, all of the text will match perfectly without any extra work on your part. If you look under the Edit tab in the Text Edit menu bar, the Paste and Match Style shortcut is now converted to the easier-to-use Command-V shortcut. If you don't want to match styles, you can simply use the regular Paste option in the right-click menu. This concludes our introductory tutorial of all the Mac keyboard shortcuts that you'll need to get started. Practicing and memorizing these will greatly improve your productivity and help you to enjoy using your Mac even more than you do already. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this about how to best use the Mac operating system.